The unfortunately fascinating thing about crucifixion is that it is a long and grueling death. No doubt, Jesus' accusers chose this for that very reason. Why would they want to end something so quickly and not make Jesus suffer more than he had to? They wanted to see him suffer. Again, Pilate said he knew that they had done it out of envy, out of jealousy that Jesus was becoming more popular. And so they wanted to see him suffer. But during his suffering, we see one of the greatest acts of grace. It's a grace that we'll never really understand. Because if we're being honest, I don't think we fully understand grace. Even though we've heard time and time again that there's nothing you can do to earn it, we still think that by human striving, by accomplishment, achievement, good behavior, and good works, by perfect church attendance and leading small groups, by never getting a speeding ticket or always paying your bills on time, we can somehow earn our place in heaven. But the passage we're about to read from Luke highlights the reality that there's nothing you can do to make God love you any more or any less. And I love the fact that Jesus modeled this on the cross, amidst the suffering that he was certainly experiencing. He extends grace to the most undeserving. Luke 23, starting in verse 39, says, "One of the criminals hanging beside him scoffed, 'So, you're the Messiah, are you? Prove it by saving yourself and us too while you're at it.' But the other criminal protested, 'Don't you fear God? Even when you have been sentenced to die? We deserve to die for our crimes, but this man hasn't done anything wrong.' Then he said, 'Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.' And Jesus replied, 'I assure you, today you will be with me in paradise.'" This man, unlike Jesus, had received a proper sentencing. He had committed crimes that were worthy of death, and he knew it. He knew that hanging there on that cross, these were his final moments, and there was nothing he could do to reverse the reality that he had lived his life full of sin. He had hurt others. Perhaps he was a murderer, perhaps he was a thief. We know that he understood the reality that his sentence was correct, but he also, in the last moments of his life, also understood the reality that Jesus, the Son of God, had the authority and the power, even amidst his suffering, to forgive sin. This is grace, getting what we don't deserve. Amazing grace. We've all heard the song, but I love the rewrite that was done. Amazing grace. My chains are gone, I've been set free. That's the thief's story. That's our story. Again, it's a song that we will sing together this evening in reverence, in celebration, and gratitude. There is nothing we can do to earn the love of God, and there is nothing that can separate us from it. But we must receive it. Jesus modeled this for us when he said, "Today, you will be with me in paradise." Regardless of everything wrong you've done in your life, I forgive you, and I love you, and I want you to spend eternity with me. He said this to the criminal on the cross, and he says it to you, and he says it to me. I forgive you, I love you, and I want you to spend eternity with me. And that's possible because of his amazing grace.